So the Hive Bedrock Edition is one of the most famous servers on Minecraft Bedrock, and people from all around the world connect to play on it. You got people from Europe, North America, and Asia. But one other region that people want to be added on the Hive is an Australian region, or more so an Oceanian region. Basically, it covers Australia, New Zealand, and the whole of Oceania. So in today's episode, I'll be taking a look at, is that possible to be added by the Hive? Have there been any updates on it being added? And what benefits would that have from being added on the Hive? Be sure to like and subscribe, as that really helps me out a lot. And let's get into the video. So has there been any hints at the Hive adding an Australian region? Well, on March 22nd, 2021, the Hive Updates website released this, Australia Testing Region. Let me go through it. Players in the Asia Pacific region, East Asia, Southeast Asia, and Oceania may see some of their traffic redirected to Australia this coming week. We do not have any plans to permanently establish an Australia region. We are using this testing region to test and improve automated scaling and stability systems. And 5 days later, on March 27th, 2021, on the Hive Updates website, they released this, Australia Testing Region Update. Let me go through it. We have finished the infrastructure testing as mentioned in our initial announcement. As such, we will be retiring the Australia Testing Region this coming Monday, March 29th, near the end of Oceanic Day. We appreciate the interest in the Australia region. However, we currently have no plans to permanently establish an Australia region. If this changes, we will post a future update. So as you can see, the Hive did do some testing around an Australian region. This is great news for Australian people as they have trouble connecting to the Hive. The closest server they could connect to is on the Asian region, and that doesn't really have high ping. But this is great to know that the Hive cares about other regions and is looking to explore more options. Now, Clanker has posted this on the 20th of October 2018. This is what he said about Australia region. So he said there is a possibility for an Australian region, but we haven't seen a huge amount of players there compared to more Central Asia. Now do keep in mind this was posted around 3 years ago, so things might have changed, and I personally believe that that is true. Now from the Hive, there isn't much to go on for the Australian region, but there is a lot of support backing it. There is a Hive forum suggestion. We'll be leaving a link in the description for you to check out and particularly vote on it if you want. Now, sadly, I can't really go into numbers on how many people have joined the server or how many people have joined the Australia testing region just because the Hive can't share that info with people. But what I can do for the rest of this episode is speculate on what could happen in the near future. So, are there any chances of the Hive adding an Australia region? I believe so. There are a lot of players that are vouching and wanting an Australian region to be added just because they're tired of playing on high ping from the servers in Asia. Another thing that the Hive could benefit from an Australian region is also being the only Minecraft Bedrock Edition server, and probably even the only Minecraft server having an Australian region for people to connect and join and play. But you do have to note this, making a new region on a server costs money. And the Hive makes its money through selling ranks, through selling cosmetics, and even bundles. But the question is there enough demand for the Hive to benefit for an Australia region? That's the thing that Orbi commented on the Australian server region suggestion on the Hive forums. This is what he said. I feel as if there needs to be a little bit more of a demand for it. The Hive doesn't want to implement a large feature like this to lose money. It makes sense, just because people want it, that doesn't mean they're gonna have a lot of players. What happens if the Australian region doesn't have a lot of players and they're gonna start losing out money just because they wanted to implement a region, but there's practically no one connecting to it? That's kind of the one big issue with adding a new region. So, do I think that the Hive would benefit a lot from adding an Australian region? I really hope it does. For now, I don't think there is really a big demand for it, even though there are people that are voting on it. I'd suggest if you want to leave your mark and say to the Hive that there is a demand for an Australian region, you go onto the Hive forums, link in the description, and vote on the suggestion. You never know, the Hive could maybe add it sooner than you may expect. And another thing that you have to take into account is if they did add an Australian region, would that make the Asian region very unpopular? This is because the Asian region is currently the least popular region on the Hive. Even at peak hours, it doesn't reach even close to what Europe or North America has. So that's another fact you may have to think about, and if the Hive did add an Australian region, that just basically kill off the Asian region. So that's not good. However, I do see that there is hope. With the Hive server growing and more people logging on to it every day, I'm sure that in the near future, maybe in a couple of years or so, the Hive will consider and even add an Australian region if the stars align and there is enough interest in it. I really hope that this happens for the benefit of not just the Hive, but for the people that play on the Hive too. But before I end this video, I want to read off one comment by Epic Stuff, which kind of encaptures everything I've been trying to say in this video. So this is what he said. This is a good idea, but I feel like it wouldn't happen anytime soon as the economy isn't doing very well right now, and servers cost money. An Australian region would be by far the least played region, so paying all that money right now would most likely be a waste of money for the Hive, and could even make it so that they have to shut down all servers if they do that right now. But if the economy starts getting better, then I feel like this would be a good idea for the Hive, as the Hive is considered by most people to be the best server on Bedrock. So as you can see, this is a great comment by him, and I do feel like it really says a lot. If there's enough demand, there might be an Australian region in the future.